Hazel teacher was the moderator in the first group, the native English teacher who gave the lesson arranged and prepared presentation. They will not be able to attend the meeting today, but we will see them from the previous meeting recording. We will all listen to Aina teacher's presentation together, and then we watch a short informative video about it. Of course, we will play Kahoot at the end of the meeting. I know you are eagerly waiting for this. Let's start now. Please mute our microphones and let's start.
I am going to share my screen with you so everybody can see. Can everybody see the screen that I'm sharing? Okay, good. We said this has the teacher talked before. You guys, I think you already talked about kinds of solutions, but let's make it further and let's talk about how they affect us and what we can do to make these pollutions last, because they do affect us. First of all, let's start with air pollutions and what are some solutions that we can do. When the first thing that comes to our mind when we said air pollution is public transportation and how much we use our own cars. And a solution for this is to stop using our own cars. You can start using more public transportation or bikes. Actually, is also good for your health. These are some things that everybody can do. We can stop using less of our cars because these cars are a big source of air pollution, and they release harmful gases like carbon monoxide and other harmful gases. Another solution is that we can promote or use renewable energy. How do we do this? These fuels that release a large amount of polluants into the air, they are burned. And when this when these fuels are burned, they release a huge amount of harmful gases into the air. And how can we stop this? By using renewable energy. These renewable energy sources can be solar, can be hydro, can be by wind, and these sources also clean the air. They not only don't release harmful gases, but they also clean the air. Another solution is, of course, we all know, we talked about it, maybe everybody heard from it since primary, to plant more trees, because trees absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen by making the air purer, by purifying it, and by helping us a lot more. This planting the trees also helps with other kinds of pollution like soil pollution and sound pollution, which we are going to talk about later. As I said, we can reduce the burning of fossil fuels. For example, big companies, the way that they burn the fossil fuels, we should have a law that make this burning and these sources more essential, like to make a legal way to burn these fuels in a way that it will be less harmful for us. Okay, is there any question till here? Should I go on? Everybody can hear me perfectly. Okay.
If we don't have any.
Another air pollution solution is by banning or limiting the opening burning of waste materials. As we said before, these laws should be stricter and should have more alternatives, like, for example, recycling programs or controlling waste management. The way that we are burning and we are wasting by overbuying and by sharing things is making our air way more polluted than it actually should be. Water pollution. This is a topic that we don't talk about enough, I think. The first thing that we should do about either air pollution, either water pollution, either soil pollution is to use less plastic. Or to use less plastic that we only use once. Single-use plastics. These single-use plastic we only use once and we throw it. We throw it in places that we never think that it's going to go to water. But these plastics that go to water are harmful for the animals that live there, for the whole micro systems that are living in there. And what can we do? We should at least use less of these single-use plastic, and we should promote more recycling programs. By recycling these bottles or these reusable bags, we can use them more than 2 or 3 times. So there are no way that these plastics are going to end up in the water. Another solution, which this is something that everybody can do, I think, is to clean up the rivers, is to clean up the lakes and oceans and seas regularly. Yes. Can we all do this? Yes. Is it enough? No. Of course, we can do this by our own, but also it should be public consciousness about this water pollution, and also government should make more operations and to remove the garbages from the water. And of course, we can help, but it's not enough. So the only solution after we help is to make actually the government to make an operation about this, and to educate people about the household chemicals. There are a lot of chemicals that we actually use during the days, and we throw them in the sink, and they end up in the ocean. What we should do is to let people know, because most of us they don't know how harmful these chemicals are, to let these people know that these substances should not draw on the drain. We should not put them down in the drain. We should have a public education program about how this chemical affects water and what we should do to avoid these pollutions. Soil pollution is also a very important topic. I think also about this we don't talk enough. To reduce pollution in the soil, first of all, we should reduce the use of chemical fertilizers and the pesticides. These chemical fertilizers and pesticides can then harm the soil and also the microorganisms that live there. Also, we should practice more crop rotation and organic farming. What is the organic farming? Organic farming is the farming that we use less of chemicals. And this focuses on natural growth process. And together these methods can reduce and can restore the soil quality, can promote more sustainable agriculture, except the soil helpful for our own body, because the things that we eat will be way more organic and better for our body. We should manage properly the industrial waste. Most of them said a huge amount of the industrial waste goes to the air, goes to the water, but it also goes to the soil. And what should we do? We should regularly monitor these things. Noise pollution. Noise pollution, what should we do to reduce it? What are some solutions? First of all, we should use more soundproofing materials in the buildings. Like, what are these soundproofing materials? These materials help reduce the loud sound and harmful sound that comes, and the waves also that comes from outside. Is it something that we can do by ourselves? No, also the government has to help in this thing. Also, it sounds new, I don't know, but we should increase the green spaces, accept the fact that the trees release oxygen, accept the fact that these trees clean the air and help the soil get together. These trees also absorb the sound waves that are helpful for us. So for the soil pollution, for the air pollution, for the sound pollution, the first thing that comes to our mind should be to have more trees. Also, we should design. When I said this is a huge organization that should actually take this in hands. But what is another solution? To design quieter machinery and vehicles. For example, planes are too loud. Some quieter planes. or quieter trains or these construction equipment. They should be quieter. Light pollution. What are some solutions of the light pollutions? First of all, turn off the light that we're not using. Why are you letting the light on if you're not using it? First of all, turn off the lights that we're not using. And second of all, use lights that are lower in intensity. For example, sometimes we turn on the light more than we need, and we have these bulbs more that release more energy and more light that we actually need. We should use the ones that are enough for how much we want to see. It also creates a calmer space, a calmer nighttime atmosphere. To encourage the use of blackout curtains in homes. How do they help us? They promote better sleep. They reduce the urge to keep outside lights unnecessarily bright. Sometimes the light that comes from outside is too bright. What do? We use the blackout curtains in homes. Radioactive pollution solutions. These pollution remains dangerous for thousands of years. These pollution remain dangerous for thousands of years. That's the problem with it. So what should we do? We should, first of all, make a safely store about these and that contains radioactive waste. These can be harmful for animals, for humans, for the environment, and it stays there for hundreds or thousands of years. We should build secure facilities for the disposal of nuclear materials. What does this mean? To create or to secure facilities that must be built by that are in a way that it can withstand earthquakes, flooding, and other disasters. Because once this radioactive pollution is out for a long time, for thousands and hundreds of years. Also, we should use alternatives to nuclear energy where possible. For example, investing more in social wind and hydroelectrical power. This can reduce the reliance on nuclear plants. Also, this nuclear energy is low carbon. The risk of radioactive accidents is significant. So it's very as easy it is to have an accident as hard it is to make these radioactive or this nuclear energy reduced from the point that we are. So we should use safer long-term option. Okay, this was all I had. Do you have any questions? Is there anything you want to add? No? Okay. Was it clear? Okay. I can let Hazal teacher go on with the meeting that you guys had. Hazal teacher? Yes, I did. I asked if you have any questions or anything.
Hazal teacher she was on video. Okay, now we don't have much time. Maybe we can play Kahoot or we can watch other part of the video. Which one do you prefer?
We can play the Kahoot.
Okay, I sent the links to the group, WhatsApp group, and the Kahoot.
Okay, we
vote. They can play until 2 p.m. Have you finished? Open your microphone, Maggie. I can't hear you.
We are done with the Kahoot.
You finished. Silvana?
We are finished too.
Okay, and Maggie? You finished. Until end of the Zoom meeting, we can watch the video before we say bye. Bye, students. Bye, teachers. Bye-bye. See you again.
Environment is essential for our well-being, providing us with clean air, fresh water, and a habitable planet. However, human activities have taken a toll on the environment, leading to issues like pollution, climate change, and habitat destruction. The good news is that each one of us can make a significant difference by adopting eco-friendly habits in our daily lives. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reducing waste is not just about tossing fewer items into the bin. It's about making mindful choices when shopping and disposing of waste responsibly. Opt for products with minimal packaging to minimize waste at the source. This approach reduces the need for excess materials and decreases the amount of rubbish ending up in landfills, which can take decades or even centuries to decompose. Reuse items creatively. Before considering an item as disposable, take a moment to think creatively. Old jars can be transformed into stylish storage containers for your kitchen or crafting supplies. Worn-out clothing can find new life through upcycling, turning them into trendy fashion pieces or practical household items. This not only keeps items out of the waste stream, but also saves you money by reducing the need to buy new replacements. Recycle responsibly. Recycling plays a pivotal role in minimizing our environmental impact. However, recycling efforts can be more effective when done correctly. Familiarize yourself with your local recycling guidelines, as these can vary by location. Ensure that you are recycling paper, plastic, glass, and metal products according to these guidelines. By doing so, you contribute to the creation of new products from recycled materials while conserving valuable resources. Water conservation. Every drop counts. Water is a finite resource, and conserving it is essential for both the environment and our future generations. Simple actions like fixing leaks in your home promptly can save hundreds of gallons of water each year. Consider installing low-flow taps and shower heads to reduce water usage without sacrificing comfort. Additionally, be mindful of your water consumption in daily activities, such as washing dishes and taking showers, as these small changes can lead to significant water savings. Energy efficiency for a sustainable future.
It's finished, I think. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
See you soon again.